The most important sector to look at right now is the semiconductors, but it's not what you think. What's brewing under the hood is a major decision point if we will see a big time correction in the semiconductors or a melt up to the upside. Let's get into it. This is the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index. You know this chart. You see it right here, what we are talking about. We have a head and shoulders pattern forming at the all-time highs. That's a really bearish warning sign, but until it triggers, which means that it falls below the horizontal blue line, it is not more than a warning sign. I told you last week, wait for the SOX to come up to the mid downtrend, the red line, and then see if it turns down on the 4-hour. And if it does, like it did here, then it's time to short the stock, and then we have a real danger of breaking below the neckline, the blue line, and that would trigger a big time sell signal. Now, you saw yesterday, if you look at this candle on the daily, we went down, but then in the end, it got bought up, and we did not trigger that 4-hour candle that I told you about, not even close on the daily, but we are still below the line. So the next 2-3 days will be extremely important for the semiconductors. It'll be number one thing to watch in the market right now. If this downtrend is confirmed, we are in immediate danger of further downside in the semis, and if the semis go down, so will the market. Look at Nvidia. It had even a worse day compared to the semis yesterday, which is obviously related to the Intel news. But we're still in a downtrend. Nvidia hasn't really done much. Qualcomm. You know, I told you, watch Qualcomm as a short around 168. Well, that's exactly where we went in the past 2 days. And it's fighting with the downtrend now. Can it break the downtrend? That would be bullish. Then we're going to go up to 175 at least. But if it confirms the downtrend, we're going to go further to the downside. Broadcom, same thing. We're still in a downtrend. We hit it yesterday. We confirmed it yesterday, but you can also see that the lows were bought up. So we need to see further weakness in Broadcom to really confirm that this is going down. So we're in a deciding phase for the semis and for several of the big chip stocks, where they're going to go in the next month and really in the fourth quarter. And Broadcom is a really good example. You see it's running into a wedge pattern. Will it break out to the upside? Will it break to the downside? We will see. SMCI, that's its own beast. As you can see here, you're familiar with the pattern. I pointed it out. We had the head and shoulders way ahead of the semiconductor index in the first quarter. Vroom, massive down spiral. Downtrend, obviously, in the end, this down move right here because of the short attack by Hindenburg research. But here's what I don't like. So it broke the uptrend, the long-term uptrend, regained it, but look how weak it is. There's no buying power. We have two gaps here and here. And if everything was okay with the stock, you know how SMCI is. In this positive market, if it would have regained the uptrend, it would have jumped up 10% at least, maybe 20%. Instead, it's kind of hovering around, doing nothing at the uptrend. I do not like this weakness. This looks dangerous. And this would support what Hindenburg Research is saying. Something is up, and this is what I've been telling you. This is not the old SMCI anymore that you loved in January and February of this year. This is a new company now. You have to understand, and you have to change your perception of the stock and of everything that happened in the price action in the first quarter of the year. This is a company now where the institutions look at it and say, we are not sure what's going on here. And if we're not sure, we better stay away. There are other chip stocks that look way better or offer us more security as far as where the business is and where it might be going than SMCI, and you see it in the chart. So watch the semis like a hawk. If the downtrend in the stocks and in Nvidia and in Qualcomm and in Broadcom is confirmed in the next days, that's a really, really bad sign for the semiconductors and for the overall market in the coming days. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.